What's up, guys? Kadira here. So I promised you all I would make a video talking about the first, me getting my first rank and rent client, and I have been like soaring through my goals for the day. So I decided to just go ahead and do this video now. Um, so what is today? Today is September 20th. I got my first client 3 days ago. No, 2 days ago? 3 days ago. I think it was Tuesday. So it's Friday, Thursday. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, 3 days ago. Which is almost exactly 2 months since I started doing rank and rent and building my first lead gen site. So I built my oh my god, let me stop. I rented out my very first lead gen site. It happened to be the very first site I ever built, which I built July 16th or something. So 2 months ago. So that's pretty cool. I saw a lot of you guys' questions and like the comments and whatnot of when I made the post. So I'm gonna try to answer them. Most of y'all I answered. Most of y'all. I don't think there was anybody that I didn't get a chance to answer. I'll just go over like some basics and things that I think of. To be honest, like overall, this was not like incredibly difficult. It was pretty simple. It's very simple. I think a lot of people make this complex. The reason why I really like this model is because it's so simple that people are going to make it so complex that they're never going to really reach the levels that I want to reach with this thing. I see a ton of potential here. It's crazy cool. And so, yeah, I have so much potential here, which is why, and I found Rank and Rent back in like March when I was still in college. I just didn't do it because I was trying to focus elsewhere. But I really do wish I started then when I found out about it and just understood the concept. Simply because I have like the whole, personally speaking, I have the entire skill set for Rank and Rent. Like I know about on-page SEO. I knew websites. I've been building websites since I was 18. You know, I'm 22. I'll be 23 next month. So, you know, those things aren't difficult for me. It's just like putting the whole thing together. And then on top of that is really just knowing how to sell. And so let me get into that part. So I built the site first. I did research. And then I built the site. And then I just started ranking it. So some main things. I'm trying to like remember what you guys post and do this video at the same time. But the main things helped was like the on-page SEO. On-page SEO is like what I really knew from the search engine marketing agency that I used to work at. Super simple. Like it's understanding keywords, placing them in the right places, putting them in your headlines, page title and descriptions of all your pages, having good content on the site. That was like the main things that I did, and that's the main things that until when I built the site, it was already pretty optimized and super like key. I really found like other lead gen sites, and I kind of mirrored what they did, like straight up. Like I mean, completely mirrored what they did. Changed some stuff up, but I don't know. The stuff was working. I just went with it. It's not difficult to find other lead gen sites. You know, I just picked like the big cities. I picked, and my niche is, I've told a lot of people, my niche right now is Cherry. You know, obviously I'm just not going to give up my cities. And none of my cities are really competitive cities. You know, they're really not competitive cities. It's not like your Dallases or your New Yorks, you know, or your LAs, right? It's for smaller cities. This website that I ranked out and got a client for, its population is like a 180. You know, so it's a little bit above the sweet spot, which is for most people say it's like 100,000. But it was good enough. It was good for me. And I didn't realize until I already built the site that there were already really a couple rank and rent, you know, lead gen people in there, but they weren't ranking high. They weren't high in maps. And so I don't know. I just tackled that. I think it's one of those kind of throwaway cities people don't really care about because the site has been up for at least their sites have been up for quite a bit. So yes, so that's kind of, I guess as far as how much I paid for this site, just to think offhand, so the number itself, like $1, I'm going to add another $1 into there for like the base fee for like all my numbers or whatever. I use CallSid. Um, the website itself, I built on WordPress on my own hosting. So, and I have a lot of websites on my hosting. So if I took all the websites divided by how much I pay for hosting, which is like $250 a year, it comes out to be like less than $1. So we'll just say less than $1 for individual websites on there. So let's just say like $1. So that's $3 right there. I built the website myself, so it's just my time into that. I paid for citations twice. The first time I messed up because I bought citations before I had the address, but the guy I was working with was real cool, and so he basically just uploaded my citations up to places that didn't require an address, but it kind of defeats the purpose because I didn't have an address, so I can't do an NAP, but or at least I couldn't do an NAP. So the first time I paid citations, I think that was like $35. So we're up to like 38. That's basically 40, and then the second time I did citations. How much? I bought 3 at the same time. I think it comes out to be like another $40. So that's $140. I paid for a Google My Business listing to get that stuff verified. I think I paid $80 for that. So we're up to $220. I did pay for Google Ads. So I used a $100 coupon. So because I used a $100 coupon, I'm going to like knock that off. But then it's probably another, like I'm still running ads for this guy because I'm still waiting for the website and the map listing to rank up higher so I can get all the organic stuff. But for right now, I actually can look right now to see how much exactly I've spent for this guy. I think it's like I think it's probably like another $50. Like all the Google ads that I've been running up to right now. I think it's like 50. Give me a second. I'm going to check real quick. But yeah, so I think if it's 50, then 220 plus 50, 270. The guy pays me $500 a month. So he pays me $500 a month, which is pretty dang on dope. And by the way, I guess the most interesting thing about this entire experience is the fact that okay, I just looked it up. So I paid $50 up to now. So that's 220 plus 50. That's 270. Yeah. So still, it's 270. The guy pays me $500 a month. If we take out credit card fees, I use Wave apps for my like accounting and sending invoices and recurring invoices because it kind of does it like all in one, and it can do my accounting stuff just right there, and I don't want to pay for QuickBooks right now. So you know, they charge for their credit card fees. It's like 2.9% plus 30 cents. You want to be aware of that. That's like a secret thing right there. I mean, it's not secret, but a lot of people just do not. A lot of people just do not really. They don't consider it. The credit card fees. Credit card fee, like most people like PayPal or Stripe or Wave apps. It's like 2.9% plus 30 cents. So it comes out to like $15 they take away from the 500. So $485 really comes to me, which still covers everything I've spent for this website. You know, maybe not including my time, but I'm not consider that right now. But some people might actually goes into good things. So some people might ask like, well, how much time did I put towards this whole thing? I work like every day on Rank Your Rent, period. I don't really go, except for weekends maybe. On this site specifically, I couldn't really tell you how much time I put to the site because I really try to work on it like every single day I do something, especially when I started backlinking. So I did start backlinking. I just started backlinking really though this month. I didn't do any at all when I just started. And by itself, the site with on-page SEO by itself ranked to about page 5 pretty quickly. With some backlinks and whatnot, it's hitting page 2 and 3 for most of my main keywords. The map listing is like still on page 1, but it's like in the 10th position. I got like a secret hack going on. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but just something that's kind of helping me out. So that's doing pretty good by itself. I think I'm going to be able to get the site to page 1 in about a month. I think I can get it in about a month. I'm going to kind of continue backlinking And then I got like a blog on the site. I just added some FAQs to the website. So just building it up, essentially. And then also building up the map listing. So I just need to figure out, it's going to be a waiting game. That's another thing I kind of like about this model that some people may not, is the fact that there is a waiting game. Like, I like the fact that I have to wait for results. The reason I like it is because, to be honest, most people are not going to do that. You really have to be patient with this because it's not instant. It's not instant at all. So you want to be patient in building these sites, building out all your other assets with it, because it really is a long-term play. So speaking of that, let me go into talking about the client. So I found the client off Thumbtack. I started getting calls for this place. I was kind of hesitant to answer, so I just started sending these calls to like one guy, and I just found him on Thumbtack. He was like one of the highest rated people on Thumbtack, and at first I just started secretly sending him calls and whatnot. And so what I started doing, I kept sending him calls. Then I switched to somebody else, and then I went back to him I don't remember why I did that, but I did that. And then I finally texted him on Thumbtack and was just like, hey, can I send you leads for free? That's essentially what I did. And he was like, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I would love it. And he's like, I appreciate you for doing that. And yeah. And so I have been doing that since August. I've been doing that since mid-ish August for this guy. Kadira, why did you keep sending leads to this guy for so long? Because in the beginning, the leads weren't consistent, and it was before I started using Google Ads for him. Okay, and he really wasn't complaining, and at the same time, I don't think he could always tell which calls came from me, because sometimes he would answer, but a lot of times he wasn't answering the calls right away until recently. But he wasn't for a second, and so now he is. Obviously, of course, he's doing it a lot more, and he started to answer the calls a lot more when I told him that they were coming from me. And so we just stayed texting the entire time. When I felt comfortable enough to ask for the sale, that's when I asked for the sale. And I asked for the sale Friday. I think it was Monday, because if I got the sale Tuesday, it was Monday. It was Monday. And I said, hey, do you want to keep getting these calls? Basically, like, I wish I might put in the post wherever this video is going to be showing, literally the text message that I sent him. But essentially, it was like, hey, do you want to keep getting these calls? And he was like, of course I'm interested in keeping these calls. I was like, okay, cool. Pay me $500 a month, you get to keep the calls. He was like, sure. Essentially, there's like some issue where he didn't think he could pay with his debit card. He wanted to pay me in cash because he thought I was in town. And so I told him, I'm not in town, but you can use your debit card. That's fine. He was like, okay, I'm just going to put money on the debit card, and then I'm going to put it on there. I was like, okay, cool. What's your email? So I can send you the invoice. And then he paid the next day. Or that night, whatever it was. I think it was like Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday when he realized he could just pay with his debit card. So he was like, okay, when I get home, I'll put money in the car, and then I'm going to pay you. And then he did. And it was like 9-ish p.m. my time. And it was so awesome. But just to say, like, I didn't call him at all. And I wanted to call him. And I said, hey, can you just call me? And the guy was just like, he said basically, his English isn't that good. And so he wasn't, like, I don't think he felt comfortable, like, calling me on the phone because his English wasn't that good verbally than it was, like, texting it. So I was like, okay, fine. And I decided not to push it because I didn't want to scare him or anything like that. And I saw on his stuff that he's insured and whatnot. So I'm really taking this guy at his word. But, yeah. Like, we just texted. And to me, it's funny because most people are going to be like, don't text them, email them or call them. That's how you do all the things. But I don't know, man. You can close these guys in so many different ways. It does not have to be difficult. I actually prefer texting just because it was like the most non-confrontational way, and you can think about your answer before you send it out. Obviously, that's not going to work for everybody. But I think it's interesting that my first guy, I just texted him. And so I send him the emails. I send him like the form submissions via his email and all his calls to his phone. And he was very happy. And I could show him proof. And also, I started sending him text messages. What will happen is, and as the leads get more consistent, I might stop sending him the text messages. But my software, my calls tracking software, will automatically send him texts whenever he gets a call. Whenever he gets a call, not just a missed call, but just whenever he gets a call. I might stop that and just do send him a text when he gets missed calls, because that's when he kind of needs it the most. But right now, I asked him, I said, have you been getting these texts? He's like, yeah. Because in the text, it'll say, you got a call for here at this time. This lead came from me. So he knows for a fact, like, that came from me. So, I don't know. He likes it. I might just keep it on for him. But eventually I might just take it off if the calls get a little bit too much. He might be annoyed by all the texts, you know? So, that's it. It really wasn't that difficult. It just took patience. It took time. It took me listening to people who obviously knew better. So, you know, I had quite a few gentlemen in like the rank and rent different groups. Like the big guys kind of talked to me, and I appreciated that so much. It helped a ton. It helped a lot. Additionally, something I don't know if people care about, but I did a lot of research on my own. So I'm YouTubing stuff every day. I look through these groups via the search feature on Facebook all the time. All the time. I usually go there first before I ask a question, just because I want to see if somebody else has already answered it. But there's a lot of data. There's a lot of information in these groups that most people don't look at. There's a lot of data and stuff in like the file sections of these groups. Most people don't look at them. I suggest you look at those if you really want to know. You know, there's so much free information out there. If you're looking for like a general idea, so something I'm good at personally is getting like the general concepts of things and then figuring out the details from there on my own. That's kind of what I did here. I think like Sarah Vanen has like he has this like full course or whatever. He did a coaching call with me, and that was great information. I literally used everything in there. I'm continuing to use it, and I give him updates on like the specific site we went over, which is actually the site that I rented out. But he helped me a ton. So that's it, you guys. It is not super duper difficult. I think it's just long term. It's not instant. It's not complex, but it's not instant either. So I think every day, if you want to do this, every day you got to work on it. Like, you got to give yourself like an hour a day. If all you got is an hour, you need to make that hour like stretch. You got to make it work. Building a site a day. I built a ton of sites between July and the 1st of August. So like 2 weeks, all I did was build sites. I have 18 sites, 16 of them I built myself. 2 of them I bought. Because they're in different niches. I was just kind of seeing something. But I just built those sites because in my mind, how I think is like, I think back to when in March I didn't take up this opportunity. And then I was thinking like, as soon as I got the client, I was like, man, I could have got this client back in like April or June. Wow. If I had started in March, right? Because remember that it took me 2 months to get the client after I built the site. So now what I'm doing I'm not going to think about that. I'm going to keep moving forward. But what I'm going to be doing now is renting out the rest of my sites. I'm sending out cold emails and whatnot, you know, texts and whatever to kind of get people on calls. I got a call today at like noon. And so just continually keeping it going. I don't know if it'll be this month or next month. It might be November or something. But I'm also going to be kind of writing down my process of how I do things, because I eventually want to kind of outsource a lot of this stuff and create a really, really nice, thorough fulfillment system on this stuff. So that way I got a way of making this thing happen while I'm not here. So that's the real way you make passive stuff happen. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And if you got questions or whatever, just leave them in the comments. You guys message me, but like just leave them in the comments, you know, because everybody probably needs to answer or whatever. But that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I gotta stop talking so fast.